In 1929, a German theologian was sorting through a forgotten bundle of documents in Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, the same palace where Ottoman sultans had ruled for 500 years. What he found would confuse historians, cartographers, and scientists for the next century and counting. A single piece of gazelle skin, covered in coastlines, sea monsters, annotations in Turkish and Arabic. A map of the world as known in 1513, drawn by an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis. Straightforward, right? Except for one small detail. The map appears to show Antarctica, 300 years before anyone officially discovered it. Love what you're learning. Our companion guides on Gumroad go further than the video ever could, and our merch is waiting for those who like to carry history with them. Both links are in the description below. And now, back to our episode. Piri Reis was born around 1465 in Gallipoli, a port city on the edge of the Ottoman Empire. He went to sea young, first as a privateer, which is what polite historians call a government-sponsored pirate, and later rose through the ranks of the Ottoman Navy to become an admiral. He was also, in his spare time, one of the most gifted cartographers of his era. In 1513, he completed a map of the known world, compiled from an astonishing number of sources. By his own account, approximately 20 maps, including Portuguese sea charts, Spanish expedition records, Arabic geographic texts, and, he claimed, a map by Christopher Columbus himself showing the New World. A pirate turned admiral who in his spare time produced a document that would baffle the 21st century. Overachiever does not quite cover it. The surviving fragment of the map, about 1/3 of the original, was presented by Piri Reis to Sultan Selim I in 1517. It then disappeared into the palace archives for over 400 years, until that dusty bundle of documents was opened in 1929. What the map shows is genuinely remarkable for 1513. The western coasts of Europe and Africa are rendered with impressive accuracy. The eastern coastline of South America, barely a decade after Columbus, is there, recognizable if slightly distorted. Island formations in the Atlantic are present. The proportions are extraordinary for an era when global mapping was still in its infancy. And then there is the southern landmass, at the bottom of the map, extending westward from South America. Whether or not you believe the Antarctica theory, the Piri Reis map tells us something extraordinary about the world in 1513. Piri Reis lived at the epicenter of a global information network that most people have never been taught about. The Ottoman Empire in the early 16th century was not a place at the edges of exploration. It was the hub, trade routes from the east, naval intelligence from the Mediterranean, captured documents from Portuguese and Spanish voyages, Arabic geographic scholarship that preserved and extended the ancient Greek knowledge of the world. All of it flowed through Istanbul. When Piri Reis compiled his map, he was doing something that no single European explorer of the period could do. He was synthesizing global knowledge. And the result was, by the standards of its time, extraordinary. The most advanced map of the 16th century was made by a Turkish pirate admiral working from 20 sources in 3 languages. History's plot twist writers are truly unmatched. The deeper mystery of the Piri Reis map is not the southern landmass. The deeper mystery is the sources. The map he describes, 20 charts, including lost maps, Arabic texts, one from Columbus, represents a body of geographic knowledge that has largely not survived. We know the map exists. We do not know all of what produced it. And that gap between what the map shows and what we can account for is where the real question lives. The Piri Reis map is currently held in the Topkapi Palace Museum in Istanbul. You can visit it. You can stand 18 inches away from the gazelle skin that a pirate admiral drew on in 1513 and look at a coastline that may or may not be Antarctica. 500 years later, scholars are still arguing about it. That is not the sign of a forgery, or a fraud, or a coincidence. That is the sign of a document that knows something we don't. And do you think the Piri Reis map is evidence of a lost civilization, or the most impressive synthesis of known sources ever assembled in 1513? And does it matter which one it is? Drop it in the comments. We read every one. If you made it this far, you clearly have excellent taste. Stories like this deserve to be remembered and shared. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell so the next forgotten story finds its way back to you.